Hi everybody, Al Bernstein here with another one of our quick hits videos. And on this one, we're going to talk about a terrific triple header that I'll be privileged to announce on Showtime on October 14th at the Barclay Center in Brooklyn, New York, where we will have 3 title fights in the 154-pound division, a very hot division in boxing now. And you see these fighters that will square off. Erislandy Lara putting his WBA title on the line against Terrell Gausha in what should be an excellent matchup. And a fight that some people look at and say, possible fight of the year candidate, Jermell Charlo putting his WBC title on the line against Erickson Lubin. And then young Jarrett Hurd, who's got the IBF strap, against former champion Trout. So when you look at those 3 matchups, it clearly looks like a terrific night of boxing. The 154-pound division has been one that's been replete with good fights and good fighters in recent years, and this should be a superb matchup. Let's take a look at the matches as we go, and we'll take a look at Erislandy Lara, Terrell Gausha. Lara, of course, the 34-year-old master boxer from Cuba. He's 24, 2-2 now. And he just comes in off a win over Yuri Foreman, which was kind of a placeholder win for him. But he's had 5 straight wins since his controversial loss to Canelo Alvarez in 2014. He feels that even at 34, he's still got plenty of durability. And of course, as we know, he is a master boxer. For Gausha, at age 30, an Olympian for the United States in 2012. At 30 years of age, he gets his first world title shot. And he is a fighter who, though he's undefeated, has not faced anyone close to the level of Erislandy Lara. And we'll see how Gausha handles that. He's a skilled fighter who his style is very compact. He knows how to fight. And sometimes he has issues with being aggressive enough and doing enough offensively. But against Lara, his good technique could serve him well. And so that one should be a good one. Then we move on to a fight that, as I said, has the potential to be a fight of the year candidate. Jermell Charlo, one of the Charlo twins who have been so dominant now at the 154-pound division. His brother, Jermell, has now moved to middleweight, where he's hoping to win a title very soon. But Jermell, with the WBC title, comes in here undefeated, of course, with a very impressive win over Charles Hatley in his last fight. That was the second defense of his title, and he was spectacular in doing it. Showed flashes of power that from time to time had not been seen by him. And so that was very impressive. And he is taking on quite a challenge in 22-year-old Erickson Lubin, who also undefeated. He has not faced the kind of competition that Jermell Charlo has, and he's certainly never faced a fighter as good as Jermell Charlo. However, Lubin brings something very special to this matchup. He is a left-hander, and we'll bring that to bear, though Jermell Charlo has been sparring with a stablemate of his, Errol Spence Jr., a fine welterweight, who he says gives him the perfect sparring for the Lubin fight. But Erickson Lubin has power, aggressiveness, and a great will to win. So that fight could be spectacular. And in fact, let's take a look at my keys to victory for this matchup. We start with Jermell Charlo. I think he's got to keep a very tight defense because Lubin, throws these big power punches, and the idea is to keep your hands up. He always has a tight defense, and that's important. No lazy jabs, because Lubin has a phenomenal right hook that could come over the top of a jab that languishes out there. And land the right hand, he was able to do that against Charles Hatley. Now, Charlo also has a very good left hook, and that may come into play against the southpaw, but the right hand, I think, may be the power punch that will do the most damage for him. As for Erickson Lubin, sometimes he punches wide. If he does that against Charlo, he will be hit with short counter left hooks and some straight right hands. He can't throw those wide punches. And don't square up. Once in a while, when he's attacking, if he gets a fighter in some problems, he will square himself up and make himself a more open target for his opponent. That would be deadly against Charlo. The right hook, not every southpaw has a powerful right hook. Lubin's is terrific. He's got a good straight left as well, but that right hook is a very, very special punch, excuse me, and I think that could carry him a long way in this fight. This is a really fascinating stylistic matchup, to be sure. Now, fight number 3 on this triple header is one that I think is really fascinating because it features Jarrett Hurd, the 27-year-old IBF champion who beat Tony Harrison for the vacant title and has also defended that crown. He is a powerful fighter who is also a good boxer puncher. And the word boxer certainly fits his opponent, Austin Trout, who is a 32-year-old former champion. He's had a long layoff coming into this fight, a year and a half off since he fought Jermell Charlo, the brother of Jermell. And let me tell you, fought a very competitive and good fight against Jermell. And he is a fighter who still has something in the tank. Austin Trout is a clever, difficult man to fight, and he will give Jarrett Hurd all he wants in that matchup. These 3 fights, I think, represent what boxing has kind of been about this year. We have their competitive fights, their interesting fights, and especially when you look at the Charlo Lubin fight, you're looking at 2 young stars, one a champion and one hoping to be a champion, getting in there and battling each other. So I think this whole triple header has the potential to be a great, great night of boxing, which has been the norm in the year 2017, not the exception, thank goodness. So as we head into the rest of the fall and head into winter, we've got a lot of good fights to look forward to, and this one is one of them. It's October 14th at the Barclay Center, and it will be televised, of course, on Showtime, and I will be there with my normal Showtime colleagues, Paulie Malignaggi and Mauro Ranallo at ringside, Brian Custer hosting, and Jim Gray doing the interviews, and we'll be, and Steve Farhood scoring and adding his insight, and we'll be there to cover what should be a terrific triple header. Hope you'll join us.